to the bottom of the sixth inning. Braves down 4-0.
Joins the party. You thought the home run derby was going to be in Seattle in July, but you were wrong. It's at Truist Park on June 30th. There it is! He did it! A 40-70 season! Most home runs in a season in Braves history. And this one is hit to right center, and it is not coming back. My goodness. 8-3 Atlanta. The crowd. Oh, man. Time to eat. That will do it.
High fly ball, deep left field, back to the wall, and it's gone! Austin Riley hit them where it hurt!
See you later. The 5/8 at 421 feet.
Great job throwing that bat, laying off a tough slide.
High and deep to left. Kiss that baby goodbye.
Got 2/3 the way up the he nailed that one. And that's going to end the night for Wheeler, so they did.
Field. Money Mike spreads the wealth to all parts of the ballpark.
Braves win! I've never seen a play like that. Oh! Braves even up the series.
This is hit well to center field. A big fly from the Big Bear. And Atlanta has the lead.
What I say, he's been all over the fastball. The swing at him is right here.
There it is. Number 277 for number 99, Spencer Strider. The most strikeouts in a single season in Atlanta Braves history. 1-2. Struck him out. 95 miles per hour for Max Fried. Saying goodbye to Trey.
Senior smoke right down the middle. Charlie Morton, 11 punch outs through 6.
And the Braves walk it off.
And now, the starting lineup for your Atlanta Braves. Led by the manager, number 43, Brian Snitker.
Welcome to Fort Myers, Florida. This is JetBlue Park. We are at Fenway South. And the sunshine has cooperated. The optimism is very high from Red Sox fans, in spite of the odds saying they're middle of the pack when it comes to World Series chances. ESPN Bet has the Braves as one of the favorites to get to the World Series. Both those teams on the field today. Rafael Devers will join us. He'll wear a microphone and, of course, be in the middle of the Red Sox offense. Michael Harris bats for the Braves along with Olsen and Riley, and it is a great offense.
The clear front runner for MVP.
God blessed his mother in the womb with his baseball bat.
Acuna greets it rudely. Acuna to left center. Kiss that ball goodbye. What else can you say about that man but my, oh my.
Everybody in our lineup's got the chance to take you deep.
Wow, what a big blast off the bat of Matt Olson. This thing is ignited.
Number 42 for Olsen. Ozzie Albies.
Way up there. A mountainous blast.
And it's gone. Another one.
You're seeing a lot of high fives at Truist Park.
Yeah, there have been a lot of high fives, a lot of celebrations at Truist Park, and there have been historically at Fenway Park as well. Welcome inside our booth here, of course, Eduardo Perez, David Cohen. Buster Olney joins us shortly. They'd like to repeat last year right up until the very end, and it's pretty much the same cast that's back. SOS for Brian Snitker.
Absolutely, and it's a team that posts. They go out there, they play every day, the regulars, and that's the key ingredient. They have speed at the top with Ronald Acuna Jr., but most importantly, they have power, they can slug, they can run, and the most important thing, they can play defense, and that makes it a lot easier for Brian Snitker and their pitching because that offense is lethal. 5.8 runs per game last season, and I expect the same this season.
Several regulars are here. Acuna is not, although they are incredibly optimistic about Ronald Acuna, not only starting opening day, but getting back as well in time to play some of these spring training games. Now for the Red Sox, that's been a bit of an issue. And of course, they had famously come out and said, we're going to go full throttle. And somewhere between maybe the Back Bay and Cape Cod, full throttle got all jammed up and the gears broke down and they went into slow motion. And that has led to just a couple of trickle trades. Tyler O'Neill comes over from St. Louis, optimistic about his defense. Vaughn Grissom as well, which means Chris Sale is now a member of the Braves. And, of course, the Lucas Giolito injury, which will likely keep him out for the next year and a half, overshadows everything. And yet Alex Cora, who's lost a whole bunch of weight and he's running all over the place, is pretty optimistic.
Well, Brian Bayo at the top there is probably going to get signed to an extension. He's a corner piece in the rotation, but there's no doubt about it. Lucas Giolito is a huge blow without even throwing a pitch for the Red Sox. So that's got to be filled in somewhere. They're more athletic on the position player side. And when you look at their lineup, you can see this coming together depending on the young guys and how they perform. And certainly Tristan Cassis last year was a revelation for them.
He was a superstar. We will talk with Craig Breslow, ask him, without Giolito, what comes next, if anything? We're going to go full throttle for 9 innings. This telecast of spring training baseball. Start spring training baseball. The Braves traveled about 50 minutes, and many of their regulars are here in attendance. Rafael Devers is wearing the microphone and the earpiece. Rafi, what's going on? How was the winter?
Todo bien, aquí disfrutando estos jueguitos aquí.
Says he's enjoying all the games. Rafi, I know you can speak a little English, man. Don't make me interpret the entire game.
Identifying what he does well and doing more of that. And you'd be surprised, a lot of pitchers don't know.
Yes.
You know, what they do extremely well and what they should throw more of.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Another high fastball.
Guys, last year we saw a lot of players ask for timeout with 3-2 counts. I think this year we're going to see a lot more players go to that 1-1 count timeout because it's the most crucial count in the game.
Last month.
Here's a 1-2.
Born on Valentine's Day, 1993. Out of Victoria, British Columbia. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning, and Riley cranks one deep down the left field line. Will it stay fair? It will not. That'll hook foul. That landed about 15 seats to the foul side of the foul pole down the left field line. That was a hanging slider, and if Riley had gotten it fair, it would have been at least off the wall. Oh, 1 back to the slider away. This time it misses, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Nick Pivetta traded to Boston in 2020. 1-1 pitch on the way. Riley fouls that one back. That was a trade that sent him from Philadelphia to Boston. He went with Connor Seabold to the Red Sox for Heath Hembry and Brandon Workman. That was a year where the Phillies are trying to pad their bullpen and add some help down there. It didn't pay off that year, but their pen over the last few seasons has become a fine one.
Yeah, they got 2 good relief pitchers in that deal. It just didn't work out.
1-2 to Riley. And a swing and a miss. So a pretty solid start for Nick Pivetta. Able to strike out Kelnick with a fastball and Riley with a slider. And the Braves go down 1-2-3. We played a half an inning here at JetBlue Park. Braves nothing. And the Red Sox coming up when we come back. Gorgeous day here in Southwest Florida, alongside Joe Simpson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. Bryce Elder and the Braves fan out across JetBlue Park, and here's a glance at the Atlanta Leather. Matt Olson at first base. Andrew Velasquez getting a nod at second base. David Fletcher, the shortstop, and Austin Riley at third. In the Braves outfield, Jared Kelenic out in left field. Michael Harris in center. Jordan Luplow on patrol in right field. Chadwick Tromp behind the plate. Bryce Elder on the mound. 24-year-old right-hander making his third spring training outing, and he starts it off with a ball down low to Jarren Duran. He'll be facing Duran, Devers, and Yoshida here in the bottom of the first inning. Bryce Elder, right-hander out of the University of Texas, brings a 1-0 pitch, and that's fouled off over to our left, and a 1-1 count.
Bryce has had a couple of outings already, and nothing to really brag about yet. It'd be nice to see him have some good innings today.
Coming off an all-star campaign a year ago, pitch from Bryce. That'll be poked foul over the Red Sox dugout on the third base line. Bounces around on the concourse.
He's given up 5 runs, 8 hits in 4 1/3 innings. Hadn't walked a bunch of guys, just 1 walk. Just mostly missing too much to the middle of the plate, nearly going.
Let's see if he can show us some consistency today. Pick up 4 innings. That's the plan for him. 6'2", 220-pound right-hander. Kicks and fires a 1-2 and a slow roller foul on the first base line. Matt Olson showing his range into foul ground to glove it and then flip it into the dugout. And still 1-2 on Jarren Duran. Looks like Duran had a date with a peroxide bottle here in the last week or so. He's got his bleached blonde hair flipping out of the back of his Navy helmet.
I think he was in Duran.
1-2 swung on and missed. Well, no hits here for Duran.
Nope.
Duran strikes out swinging. Good pitch out of Bryce Elder. Fastball 91. Of course, Elder with a good sinker, has a slider. He'll be facing Rafael Devers here. And looking at this lineup today, Joe, he's probably the biggest name in there. Devers having a good spring, batting .429. Tough hitter. Takes a called strike.
And had a great year. 33 homers, 100 RBIs.
0-1 to Devers, misses outside. And he's only 27 years old. He's been an all-star a couple of times, Devers. Waiting on a 1-1. Bases empty, 1 down, no score. Elder misses low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Good crowd on hand today. Not a sellout. A few empty seats down the right field line, maybe a few down the left field line. But outside of that, lots of bodies in the seats. 2-1, slug to deep left field. That's going to push Kelenic back to the wall, circling off his route, leaps into the air, brings it down, and bangs into the green monster. That's really nice pursuit by Jared Kelenic, especially in a place where the dimensions are anything but what you're used to.
Well, he's played good defense all spring. Ben, he's not doing anything with the bat just yet, but he's playing good defense. He's already made 2 or 3, 4 really good catches. That was one of them.
2 down for Masataka Yoshida. Yoshida takes a called strike. I think that's an interesting point on Kelenic because we were talking about the bat. Now he's, I believe, 1 for 16 to get things going in spring training.
I've got him 1 for 19,
1
actually.
for 19. That is drilled to deep right field. Masataka Yoshida sends one to the wall, a leap into the air, and it's over the glove of Jordan Luplow and into the Red Sox bullpen for a home run. Luplow is a tall man out there in right field, and it just whizzed over his outstretched glove. And it's 1-0 Red Sox on the solo homer by Yoshida. Homer number 1 this spring for Masataka Yoshida.
He had 15 last year for the Red Sox.
That brings Tristan Casas up to the plate. But finishing that point on Jared Kelenic, you feel like eventually the bat's going to come around. Again, it's only, March the 7th. And so long as he plays a very solid and consistent brand of defense in left field, that goes a long way on its own with the rest of the guys you have in this lineup. Elder back to work. Pitch in there, a called strike on Casas.
And I'll bet that's been reinforced to him. You play good defense. You make the plays. Don't worry about the offense. We got some other guys to take care of that right now.
0-1 from Elder. A little low again, 1-1.
Opening day's what, 3 weeks from today?
Yeah. Base is empty, 2 down for Tristan Casas. Nibbling for the outside corner. Elder couldn't find it. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. You look at these numbers for these Red Sox hitters. Pretty good amount of RBIs and home runs for some of these guys. Not Casas. That'll miss outside. Like you mentioned earlier, it's been a struggle for him to be in uniform to this point.
They sent him home. I mean, he was so sick. They wanted him out of camp and not around any of the other players.
3-1 to Casas is low ball 4. The inning started with a strikeout of Duran. Then Devers flied out to left, but then a home run by Yoshida and a walk to Casas. And here's Rob Refsnyder. This Red Sox team has been clubbing the baseball all over the yard this spring. They put up pretty good numbers offensively. Called strike on Rob Refsnyder. Red Sox actually lead the Grapefruit League in hits to this point. They've got 115 of them now. And they lead the league in on-base percentage this spring. Refsnyder takes the ball low. They also lead all of Major League Baseball in spring training walks, as they now have 67 of those as a team. 1-0 Boston. 1-1 to Refsnyder. A swing and a miss. Comes unraveled there. And a 1-2 count.
Pretty good slider there from Bryce. His sinker is moving down and low out of the zone and not making it a competitive pitch.
1-2 goes back to the slider. Good tilt on it. Gets a swing and a miss. So a couple of strikeouts for Bryce Elder in the first inning, but he gives up the long ball to Yoshida. We've played 1 inning. We head to the top of the second. 1-0 Boston. Simpson and Jonathan Sneeswick. Ben Ingram here with you from JetBlue Park here in Fort Myers. Well, you got back down here, Joe, and you ran right into a producer battling allergies. He's in a fight for his life right now.
Well, I heard Darren O'Day say the other day that in the off day he was probably just going to, that Jonathan was just going to bury himself in a box of Kleenex, and I think that's kind of what he did. And he says he feels better today, right, JC? He coughed, yes.
He's sounding a little better, yeah. He's sounding a little bit better. Yeah, I think he was doing the backstroke in some chicken broth yesterday, just trying to get to feeling better.
I got some for him after the game. Fix him right up.
I think I want to try a little bit of that, too. There's Matt Olson to lead things off. Scoreless into the top of the second. Pitch misses high to Matt Olson. We saw Matt hit a home run the other day in Fort Myers against the Twins. And to this point, his only spring training home run. He's driven in a couple of runs. Pitch on the way, then a miss inside. Red Sox 1, Braves nothing after the home run in the first inning by Masataka Yoshida. 2 balls and no strikes on Matt. Eyeing up Pivetta. Pitch on the way. Ground ball. Hot shot. That might get through, and that's knocked down by the shortstop, David Hamilton. Trickles off of his glove into left field. Head knocker over there between Hamilton and Devers. They just about collided going for that one. And Hamilton got just a little tick of leather on it, but not enough to make a play. And it's a base hit for Matt Olson.
Third hit of the spring for him. He's 3 for 14 with a homer that you mentioned.
Puts the bat in the hands of Marcell Ozuna, who, like Matt Olson before him, has 1 home run this spring. 1-0 Red Sox. Ozuna takes a called strike. Tell you what, the other day we got to see Ozuna at first base. Looked pretty good.
Every time he's been out there, he's made some good plays and done some good things. Made you confident he could handle it if needed.
Well, 1 from Pivetta. He swings and misses, 0-2. There was one play that was a pretty tricky play. It was a slow bouncer over the bag that almost hit first base, and he had to play it on an in-between hop, and he scooped it cleanly. Very graceful play. Well, 2 from Pivetta, and he swings and misses and gets his man. Came right at him with heat. Fastball 94. Third strikeout of the ball game for Pivetta, and 1 down here in the second inning.
Tell you what, Nick Pivetta has found some new life on his fastball, too. I don't remember him throwing this hard when he was with the Phillies, but he's got a good curveball and slider to go with it. Struck out again. 183 batters last year in 142 innings.
Jordan Luplow to the plate. Takes a call to strike. So in a season where they were really struggling to find any consistency on the mound, he actually gave them a little bit.
He did. 10-game winner. 10-9.
A 1 to Luplow. Curveball sent foul over into the Red Sox dugout.
4.04 ERA. And you pitch in Fenway Park half your games and have an ERA in the low 4s like that. That's pretty good stuff.
He's nodding with his catcher, Connor Wong. Big hole in the right side of the infield. Valdez playing up the middle, the second baseman. 0-2 high and away. Pivetta fastball about 50% of the time. Curveball, slider, cutter. He's got a sweeper. And once in a blue moon, he can show you a split finger fastball. A pretty deep arsenal of weapons there for him. Pitch is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One 1-0 Red Sox, top of the second. Jordan Luplow staring at a 2-2 count. Chokes up on the knob of the bat, waiting on Pivetta. Righty cuts it loose, and Luplow watches that one sail by high. After Luplow, it'll be Chadwick Tromp, who's been swinging a red-hot stick this spring. Olson, modest lead at first. And the 3-2 pitch. And he swings and drives one to deep left field, down the line, and a foul ball. That was just foul.
Out of the stadium. Jordan choked up on the bat a little bit after he got to 2 strikes and just creamed that breaking ball.
Walks back up to the plate. 3-2 count. Can't imagine Pivetta wants to show him that pitch again. Again, the 3-2. He swings and hits one well again. This is back to the left field wall. Will it leave? It will. It's a home run by Luplow. This time plenty fair. And this time he gets the result that he was looking for. It's a 2-run home run by Jordan Luplow, his second of the spring, and it's 2-1 Braves.
What I noticed on that one, Ben, was how many fans stood up and applauded out there in the Green Monster. Big Braves fans out there enjoying that one. impressive when a guy hits one foul and then hits another one in the seats.
You don't see that very often. I feel like we saw that the other day in a ball game across town against the Twins, where one of the Twins players hit a long foul homer, and then the next pitch hit one out. Good to see the Braves do that. 2-1 Atlanta. Chadwick Tromp takes a ball high. Well, coming off the bat of Luplow, you knew it at least hit the wall. And it just sailed over the top of that green monster and left, became a souvenir. 1-0 pitch to Tromp, popped up, sent back and foul. The green monster here at JetBlue Park, while the dimensions here are exactly like what you'd see at Fenway, there are a couple of small changes and differences in wall height. Their monster is exactly 40 feet tall. 1-1, a swing and a miss by Tromp. And the one at Fenway, 37 feet. So just a 3-foot difference there. But it is pretty much identical elsewhere. A deep triangle in right center field of 420 feet. 1-2 to Tromp. Hard hit ball. Diving stop of the hole. It's short by David Hamilton. Bounces the throw 3 times, and it's not in time to get Tromp. Made a great effort diving to his right. By the time he landed, he was in the grass of left field. And lickety-split got right up and got rid of it. Couldn't get a ton on that throw, but did the best he could to make it a close play. But it's a base hit for Chadwick Tromp.
Yeah, if he could have made the throw on 2 hops instead of 3, he'd have gotten him. I'm not sure. We'll have to check. That may be the first infield hit in the history of Chadwick Tromp.
2-1 Braves. There's David Fletcher. Takes first pitch strike.
Chadwick now 6 for 11 this spring.
Oh, 1 to David Fletcher, and he fouls one back. I'll tell you what I like about Tromp. Even when they get him, he's still putting the ball in play. He makes a lot of contact. And Joe, I feel like he makes a lot of contact early in counts. He doesn't wait around.
No. Very aggressive.
Braves leading the Red Sox 2-1. We're in the top of the second inning. Pavetta ahead of David Fletcher, 0-2. There's a ball slapped to first, gloved by Casa, steps on first. They throw down to second base, and Hamilton applies the tag to Tromp, who just stopped about 10 feet in front of the bag. So it's a 3-6 double play to win the top of the second, but the Braves snatch the lead on a 2-run home run by Jordan Luplow. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Braves 2, Red Sox 1. Hope you're having a great Thursday. Great to have you with us as we bring you Atlanta Braves spring training baseball. Braves on top of the Red Sox 2-1 as we bring you this action from JetBlue Park in Fort Meyers. Spring training home of the Boston Red Sox, has been for a long time. They've been in this ballpark since 2012. Looks pretty good for a ballpark that's in its 12th year.
Yeah, it's very modern, contemporary looking because of the roof line. It's a real undulating, zigzaggy roof line.
That's a great description.
Yeah, very clean and white. Well, I am a broadcaster. Thank you.
Very good, Mr. Broadcaster Man. Pitch low and inside to Willie Abreu. And it's Abreu, Valdez, and Wong here in the bottom of the second inning. Bryce Elder pitching with a 1-run lead. Masataka Yoshida with a solo homer in the first inning for the Sox. Jordan Luplow, a 2-run homer in the top of the second for the Braves. 1-0 from Elder. Not a thing wrong with that. Right down the pike for a strike. Bryce Elder looking into his catcher Chadwick Tromp. Leg kick in the 1-1 pitch. A little bit off the plate. Bryce Elder competing for a spot in the Braves rotation. And again, the third time we have seen him this spring as he goes today. Here's the 2-1 on the way. That'll be fouled in and out of the glove of Chadwick Tromp. And a 2-2 count. And there's still a good ways to go in spring training. But if you're one of these pitchers going for that final spot in the rotation, I think you know right now it's kind of final stretch of the lap that you're trying to make and make a really hard charge home and win that race. 2-2 on the way from Bryce Elder. He just missed inside 3-2. These guys trying to step forth and create some separation and lock down the final spot in the rotation, but some really good competition.
There's some great competition, and we talked about this from the get-go, Ben, about the depth of the starting pitching and the choices that Brian Snitker will have.
3-2 from Elder. Fouled off over the rooftop down the third base side.
And it's not like you can't have a bad outing and then fix that the next time out. It's just that you can't have 2 or 3 bad outings because somebody else is already waiting in line.
3-2. Fouled off again. And what you're seeing out of Elder and A.J. Smith-Shawver as well. I mean, Elder's 24. A.J. Smith-Shawver 21. And while they're extremely young, they've gotten a lot of major league experience already. 3-2 fouled back. And I think about in Smith-Shawver's case. Okay, we saw him for 6 appearances last year in the regular season, but he pitched in the postseason. That goes a long way towards really seasoning you and having you ready for the challenges of the next year.
Agreed.
3-2. Outside ball 4.
Well, both of those guys, and I'll go with Smith-Shawver first, in that what we saw from him was everything we had heard. Great arm, can cut it loose, but he's at an age, a young enough age, that when you do get to the big leagues, you're just trying to throw harder than you've ever thrown in your life, and as a result was pretty wild. Bryce Elder showed you something about what he's made of.
Elder back to work. Ball 1 low and outside to Emmanuel Valdez.
Remember, he didn't make the club out of spring training last year, and yet got called up and made the All-Star team.
That's an amazing journey in itself. AAA starter to midseason All-Star. 1-0 from Elder, in for a called strike. Bryce gets so much movement on all his pitches and can make that sinker do a few different things. See if he can get a double play ball right here. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, missed. Valdez going down low, trying to find that pitch from Elder. Braves 2, Red Sox 1. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Two sent fouled on the first base line. Do it again with a 1-2 count on Emmanuel Valdez, who bats 7th in Alex Cora's order. Bryce Elder, 2 strikeouts in the first inning. Could go for 1 right here. 1-2 pitch, up and away. 2-2 on Valdez. And while Elder has the 2 strikeouts from the first inning, he's also walked a pair Missed with a change up there and a 2-2 count. Valdez, left-handed hitter, waving his bat. 2-2 pitch. He lifts it foul. That's on the rooftop down the left field line. Still 2-2. Opening day, 21 days from today. Both of these teams start out their seasons on the road. Braves at Philadelphia. Boston goes to Seattle. There's a 2-2. There's a high pop-up. Playable. Velasquez and Luplow getting a look at it. This will be Velasquez's ball. Second baseman ranging into foul ground down the right field line makes the catch. How about that flight from Fort Myers to Seattle to start the season?
And how about starting the season if you're the Red Sox? 10 games and 11 days all out west. Man, oh man, is that tough duty. Seattle, Oakland, and the Angels. And then they come home and play Baltimore, the Angels, and Cleveland.
Elder finds the inside corner. A called strike on Connor Wong.
They'll be done with the Angels. They won't see them the rest of the year.
Wow. Well, you and I have had the discussion before about how difficult an adjustment it can be to go from spring training game times to night games once you get to the regular season. Well, one fouled off. Or you play every game down here at 1:05, and then you get to the regular season, and everything is 6 hours later. Well, now you're going to do that, but then you're going to go to the West Coast and have a 3-hour time difference for a week and a half.
You make a good point here, Ben, and that's about the adjustment from day baseball to night baseball just in your vision alone.
Yeah. Pick off to first. Little lob over and back in standing Abreu.
It is definitely different.
Braves 2, Red Sox 1. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Runner at first, one down. 0-2 to Wong. A lunge and a miss for strike 3. Sent him down to his knee. Showed him a good slider low and away, and Wong just couldn't help himself. So a good bounce back to this point by Elder following the leadoff walk, but he's not out of the woods yet. Got to get David Hamilton here. David Hamilton batting 9th in the order. 26 years old. Made his big league debut last year with the Red Sox. Played in 15 games. Pitched low and outside. Out of San Marcos, Texas, and then the University of Texas. So you got a couple of Longhorns squaring off, and Hamilton and Elder. 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss. Hamilton 26, Elder 24. They're right there at Texas around the same time. Hamilton, left-handed hitting shortstop, batting 200 this spring. Get a piece of it, send one foul. Changeup has been a little bit better this inning for Bryce Elder. Ball and 2 strikes on David Hamilton. Wilyer Abreu, average lead at first base, held by Matt Olson. Bryce Elder, ball right there in the glove at his belt buckle, and time taken by David Hamilton. Hamilton last year just a 121 hitter, and the few opportunities he got in the big leagues. Trying to keep the Red Sox inning alive here in the bottom of the second. 1-2 pitch. Not a thing wrong with that. Beautiful pitch. He strikes him out looking. Bryce Elder gets the fastball in a perfect place on the inside corner, and that is his 4th strikeout of the ball game. So a leadoff walk, and that's it. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. Braves 2, Red Sox 1.
Grandma, can I have the chocolate chips?
JetBlue Park, spring training home of the Red Sox. Maybe a little bit more than an hour from our complex in Northport. Not a bad little drive south. We mentioned that this is as far south as the Braves will go during the spring, at least on the West Coast, as Fort Meyers has the Red Sox and the Twins here. And everything else is to the north of us. Not a bad little drive. Straight down 75. Not a bad ride for us. Our driver, Jonathan, just navigating perfectly down 75 in the midst of traffic and challenges and all sorts of other frustrations he was battling. Andrew Velazquez leads off for the Braves. He swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1.
I just like how you just show and go today. It's game time. Get your lineup out. Play ball.
Yeah, this is very abnormal for me today. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way from Pavetta. That's in for a called strike. I'm very thorough typically.
Very.
I've got my scorebook and I've got everything up to date, numbers wise, and things like that.
Just right. Just the way you want it.
Right. 0-2 pitch. Check swing, believe he went. They appeal, and third base umpire John Lipka says he did not go. And Velazquez will get a swing on the house. Ball and 2 strikes on Velazquez. 1-2 pitch. Got him there. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Yeah, today just felt like the day to streamline it a little bit more.
Well, it's in keeping with a day off yesterday. You probably, knowing you hit the gym, went out and hung out with some buddies.
You're 2 for 2.
And thought, you know what? I'm kind of laid back. I think I'll just be laid back. One more day.
Swing and a miss by Harris. You got to know when to throttle on and throttle off.
Yeah.
This is definitely throttle off day. Tanner Houck tossing in the Red Sox bullpen. Here comes the 0-1 to Michael Harris. That'll miss outside. They give us these complimentary score sheets, and it's just a sheet of paper with the lineup. And usually we'll take that and we'll copy that into our score books, write it all in. 1-1 to Michael Harris. Fouls one back. He was right on it. 1-2. Today I just didn't feel like doing the transfer. I'm just going to use the complimentary sheet of paper scorecard that they give us.
It's very thorough. It's even on the back of it. It's got the defensive alignment.
It's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
1-2 from Pavetta. Ground ball by Harris. And a foul ball. It hits the tarp down the right field line.
Michael's having a good spring. He is already locked in. And would be no surprise to me if he just has a big-time year for the Braves.
1-2 low and in. That got a piece of his foot.
When you're Rookie of the Year, it's not like you catch anybody by surprise. He had a good year last year. And then, would you start talking about MVP candidate if he improves even as much again?
Yeah, I think he's certainly capable of that.
Yeah.
Even now at this young age. And it's his birthday today. He is 23 years old. Think about all the things he's accomplished at such a young age. There's a high fly ball to right from Jared Kelenic.
Boy, he just missed that one.
Deep right of Brayu's there. Yeah, he did. And that catch is made about 6 feet shy of the warning track. Just got under it. And 2 down. See, that's the amazing thing about Michael Harris, and I'll put Spencer Strider in that same boat, because regardless of age, what they've done the last 2 seasons is remarkable. But then you factor in how young they are and really how limited major league experience they actually have and what they've done at that time. It's extraordinary. Austin Riley up to the plate. Riley takes a ball low and outside.
And they're people who are working on their game, who are constantly trying to get better at what they do. Nobody's going to outwork Spencer Strider, that's for sure.
Riley awaits, and a ground ball routinely out to short. Hamilton pounces, throws to second, and they get the incoming Michael Harris, and that ends the top of the 3rd inning. Braves get a base runner. That's it. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. Into the bottom of the 3rd we go. Braves 2, Red Sox 1. Braves in the second. Alongside Joe Simpson, Ben Ingram here with you. Bryce Elder going into his third inning of work. And he'll be facing the top of the Red Sox order. I think this will be an interesting inning. That first inning gave up a homer, also a walk. Second inning had a leadoff walk to get things going, but then bounced back with a pop-out, two straight strikeouts right after that. And now he's facing Jared Duran for the second time. Let's see how he makes the adjustment. Second trip to the order. Pitch misses high to Duran. 1 ball, no strikes. Little breeze in from right center field. 1-0 from Elder. And misses low. 2 balls and no strikes on Duran.
Did you see what caused Duran to miss the last month of the season?
Mm-mm.
He had to have surgery on his left big toe for a tendon injury.
Ouch. 2-0 line into left field. That's in for a base hit. Got a 2-0 sinker and barreled it over the infield.
It didn't sink.
He's aboard now for Rafael Devers. Well, that's problematic across the board if you have an injury like that. I mean, hard time pushing off at the plate, hard time pushing off if you're running. And he's a guy that they need his wheels.
Yeah, they've been more or less waiting on him for the last 2-3 years to break through.
Devers pops one up on the first pitch towards foul territory. This will reach the stands. It lands about 4 rows back of the Red Sox dugout. 0-1 on Rafael Devers. Elder brings the 0-1. Big healthy cut and a miss by Devers. 0-2 on Devers. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. His at bat in the first inning resulted in a really nice defensive catch by Jarrett Kelenic up against the left field wall. Down 0-2. Elder delivers. Devers takes high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We will see the Red Sox for 4 games in the regular season, 2 in Atlanta in May, and then 2 at Fenway in June. It's been the pattern the last few years. 1-2, got him.
Ooh.
Came up and in with a fastball.
I like that. Been trying to work away, and down, and he just popped him right about letter high inside. Tied him up.
The location of that pitch really goes against what you're used to seeing out of Elder, isn't it?
Well, you got to pitch inside once in a while as a sinker baller. You've got to show something.
Ball low and outside to Yoshida.
Especially to the left-handed hitters. You've got to keep them honest.
That's Elder's 5th strikeout of the ball game.
Yeah, which is great.
1-0, line drive out to short, caught by Fletcher, lobs to first, not in time. Couldn't double off Duran, but well played by David Fletcher at shortstop. And 2 down here in the 3rd inning. That puts the bat in the hands of Tristan Casas. He walked in the first inning. He climbs in there at 6'5", 245. Big boy out of Plantation, Florida. Former first-round pick of the Red Sox in 2018. First pitch, low and outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Braves 2, Red Sox 1. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Casas, 24 home runs a year ago. Finished 3rd in the Rookie of the Year voting in the American League. 1-0 pitch. That's off the plate.
Yeah, I want to say he didn't even get called up. He wasn't on the team from the get-go. Got called up later. 24 homers for a left-handed hitter. Playing at Fenway, that's pretty good for a young kid.
Hitters count, 2-0 pitch. In for a strike. Well, everybody else in the running for the AL Rookie of the Year last year finished a distant 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever it may be, behind Gunnar Henderson, who had every first place vote for the AL Rookie of the Year last year. 2 balls and a strike on Tristan Casas.
Casas taken forever to get in the box. Good thing we've got the pitch clock. And could be he's still feeling the effects of the flu.
Elders 2-1. Little poke out towards short. Coming along now, Austin Riley. He makes the catch, darting in front of David Fletcher. And that soft little flare turns him down number 3. So a leadoff single for the Red Sox. That's it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Into the 4th inning we go. Braves 2, Red Sox 1.
Pavetta, who went 3 innings, gave up 2 runs on the home run by Luplow, struck out 4. For Houck, he's in his 3rd game, and he's pitched really well. I like this guy and have since he first came up. 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs so far this spring, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Last year he went 6-10 with a 5 ERA for the Red Sox. He's better than that. 27 years old, 6'5", 225.
Facing Matt Olson, Marcelo Zuna, and Jordan Luplow in the top of the 4th inning. Braves leading the Red Sox 2-1. Matt Olson takes ball outside. Yeah, this guy can bend it. Slider, sinker, split finger, cutter. In fact, of his 5 pitches, he throws his fastball, his traditional 4-seamer, the least of all 5. 1-0 pitch and a slow roller foul on the first base line. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Atlanta Braves baseball. Braves, top of the 4th. Olson 1 for 1 with a single. 1-1 from Houck. In for a called strike.
This guy really hides the ball well. Big leg kick, turns his shoulder and hips away from the hitter. A little hard to pick up sometimes, a little late to pick it up.
1-2 to Olson. A little off the plate, 2-2. Houck takes over for Pavetta, who went 3 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits. No walks, 4 strikeouts, and a 2-run home run by Jordan Luplow off of Nick Pavetta. 2-2, and there's a high pop-up drifting foul. That'll leave the field of play. That's onto the rooftop. Banging into that metallic rooftop down the right field line. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Matt Olson. Tanner Houck wind up in the 2-2 pitch. Off the plate, 3-2. Payoff pitch to Olson, and he swings and misses at strike 3. So Houck strikes out the first batter that he faces. And one down here in the fourth inning. Mentioned those 4 strikeouts for Nick Pivetta in the ball game. One of them, this man, Marcell Ozuna. Marcell digging in with that neon green sleeve on his right arm. Bouncing on that front left foot. First pitch on the way to Ozuna. He backs up, but a called strike that glazed the inside corner.
He can do that to a right-handed hitter. He can make them flinch because of that hidden ball that I was talking about and a big sweeping breaking ball.
Well, one fouled off and suddenly 0-2. Tanner Houck out of the University of Missouri. Grew up in Illinois. Big, tall right-hander. Lined up in his 0-2 pitch to Ozuna. And a big lunge and a miss by Marcell. So Houck strikes out Olson swinging. Also gets Ozuna swinging. And 2 up and 2 down for the Braves here in the fourth inning. And that brings the sole source of the 2 Braves runs today to the plate. Jordan Luplow hit a 2-run homer in the second inning. His second home run of the spring. Luplow sends one foul. We were talking about that home run earlier, and if you're just now tuning in, and it's 2-1 ball game, it was a very unique home run by Luplow from the standpoint that the pitch before he hit out of the ballpark but foul. And then the very next pitch he made it count, hit it over the monster. Little miss low.
He's hit the ball hard pretty much since day one of spring training. Was with Braves in camp last year and then went to Toronto.
There's a called strike. That's about a Jeff McNeil choke-up job that he has down there, isn't it?
It is. Not something you see real often. Not these days.
He's 2-3 inches above the knob of the bat. 1-2 high outside. 5'11", 195-pound veteran, 30 years old out of Fresno State. Jordan Luplow. Luplow. 2-2 pitch. Just inside with a fastball. A 3-2 count. For Luplow, parts of 7 seasons in the big leagues with 6 different clubs. Waiting on his 3-2. Pitch on the way from Houck. Low and outside, ball 4. Good eye.
And oddly, none of that with the Braves, right?
Right. Because he was in camp with the Braves a year ago, but ended up moving on shortly thereafter. He's been in the big leagues with the Pirates, the Twins, the Guardians, the Diamondbacks, the Rays, and the Blue Jays. He's hoping to add the Braves to that list this year. His 2-out walk keeps the inning alive for Chadwick Trop. See how aggressive he wants to get. Takes ball low, 1 ball, no strikes. Chadwick Trop, 28 years old, from Aruba. 5'8", 220. Waiting on the 1-0 pitch. And the pitch from Houck. And a ground ball chopped out to short. Gloved knee high by David Hamilton. Soft toss to the bag. Valdez is there, and they get the out of Luplow at second. And that's that for the Braves in the top of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. We played 3.5 innings here at Fort Meyers. 2-1 Braves.
When you're looking for leading cardiac care, look to Northside Hospital Heart Institute. We lead with 95% patient recommendations. You could say we're #1 in the heart of Georgia. We lead with 100 vascular doctors.
Fort Myers. That's a 2-1 lead for the Braves of the Red Sox. Alongside Joe Simpson, Ben Ingram here with you. Bryce Elder going into his 4th inning of work, and the plan for him today was to log 4 innings. So now that he puts 3 behind him, looking for one really good one to finish things up.
It didn't get off to a rousing start with the home run and the walk in the first inning. But he has settled in, and he's around the plate more. His pitches are crisper, and he has fan 5 now.
Facing Rob Refsnyder to lead it off in the bottom of the 4th. Refsnyder takes a called strike. And I think that's an important number for him because typically Bryce Elder is not a prolific strikeout pitcher.
No.
I mean, he's really on. He's getting ground balls and moving through the game quickly. Not a ton of swing and miss. 1 misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike. He's had a good amount of swing and miss today. He's fooled them, especially these last 2 innings. 1-1 to Refsnyder. Good pitch in for a called strike. Got a good flinch there on a check swing by Refsnyder. Looking for the strikeout. 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Went with a slider away. And that's strikeout number 6 for Bryce Elder.
You know, he's throwing a changeup on occasion, Ben, and at times he's taking a little off his slider that makes it look like a changeup.
And that'll be the last batter that he faces today. Here comes Brian Snitker. Ray Kerr will be taking over for the Braves. Left-hander will be called upon. And altogether for Bryce Elder, he faced 14 batters and had 6 strikeouts. That's a really good finish to his outing.
Really good outing, and it's going to give him a lot of confidence going forward after kind of as we talked about, a rough start to his spring. Ray Kerr will be in his 5th game already. He's worked 4 innings. He's given up 6 hits and 3 runs, all earned, has not walked a batter, and has struck out 7 in his 4 innings of work. He's a lefty the Braves traded for from the Padres.
We'll get to see Ray Kerr here.
Throws a slider, a hard slider, and throws it a lot.
I had line for Elder, altogether 3 1/3 innings. 1 run on 2 hits. The 2 hits, the home run by Yoshida in the first inning, the single by Duran in the 3rd. Also 6 strikeouts and 2 walks. Had 1 walk in the first, 1 to lead off the 2nd inning. And really right there, Joe, that's the line of demarcation for me. He has the leadoff walk to Abreu in the 2nd, and after that he was the best version of himself.
Agreed.
Able to kick it in gear there.
Yeah, that was when it was almost like he kind of pulled up on his bootstraps a little bit and started making better pitches, and he was around the plate more with his sinker primarily, which was getting some swings and misses.
So the lefty Kerr comes along, 6'3", 185. Thinking about Ray Kerr, and another positive for adding him is he's controllable for several more years. And a good arm. That was a big deal back in December, that trade. First pitch on the way from Kerr. There's a called strike. That was the Padres sending Matt Carpenter, Ray Kerr, and Cash to the Braves for Drew Campbell. And to get Kerr, the Braves had to take on Matt Carpenter's $5.5 million salary. Oh, one little looper out towards center. Michael Harris comes along in center field, can't come up with it. Bounces in front of him. And that's a 1-out single by Wilyer Abreu. But Ray Kerr is under contractual control through 2029, so a lot of value there. Emmanuel Valdez up to the plate, 0 for 1 with a pop out to second. 2-1 Braves, bottom of the 4th inning. Kerr's pitch hit high in the air towards right center. Luplow coming in, sunglasses on, shading his eyes, makes the catch in right center field. 2 down here in the 4th.
Look at it this way, Ben. I'll give you a hypothetical situation because I don't know if this was the thinking or not. But you trade Drew Campbell to the Padres, and you get a guy with major league experience, or a professional player with some major league experience, a left-hander at that, totally controllable for the foreseeable future for $5 million. You know, the Matt Carpenter money.
Right. There's a fly ball down the left field line. That'll hook foul.
Now, that sounds like a lot, and it is. But when you're drafting guys these days in the first round, that's like first-round draft pick money.
Yeah, that's a good point. And 3 days later, the Braves released Carpenter, and then he signed as a free agent with the Cardinals. But the Braves got their man in Kerr. 0-1 outside, 1-1. Connor Wong 0-for-1 with a strikeout. He's looking at a 1-1 count. Lefty Kerr brings the pitch. Let him his high and outside. David Hamilton on deck for the Red Sox. This is the bottom of their order. And Ray Kerr trying to get Connor Wong right here and end the fourth inning. Braves in the fifth will have 8, 9, and 1 coming up. 2-1 from Kerr. Turning out of the way of that breaking ball and taking a ball is Connor Wong. Second of 4 meetings this spring between the Braves and Red Sox. And we'll see them 4 times in the regular season. Kerr ready to deal. 3-1 to the plate. Fouled off. Pitched at the side of the rooftop and into the stands below. And a 3-2 count on the right-handed stick of Connor Wong. Lead at first by Wilyer Abreu. Lefty Kerr set right at the belt. 3-2 pitch, nowhere near. Came low and in with a breaking ball, almost hit him in the foot. And that 2-out walk will send Abreu down to second, Wong to first, and the inning is extended for David Hamilton. So Ray Kerr in a little bit of a jam, just needs 1 out. Trying to hold on to this 1-run lead.
His first walk of the spring.
Got a left-on-left matchup versus Hamilton. First pitch swung on and fouled off. Braves have Reynaldo Lopez tossing in the bullpen. Be good to see him again. He's had some great stuff this spring, so excited to see what he has in store. But meanwhile, an 0-1 count on David Hamilton. Trying to lock in and get his man with a left-on-left matchup. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Able to go down there. You think about that walk to Connor Wong just a moment ago, and pretty good idea to play it safe. He threw that last pitch down trying to induce a swing and a miss. Didn't get it. And if you don't, okay, I get a left-on-left matchup, and I'll make that the guy I want to get. And that's the matchup that Kerr prefers.
And he's had Hamilton swinging at some bad pitches. Maybe try to get him to chase another one.
Way ahead 0-2. Pitch on the way. Couldn't get him to go after that pitch down in the dirt. Make it a 1-2 count on David Hamilton. Kerr planting his left foot on the first base side of the rubber. Lean left-hander comes set right at the belt. Runners take their leads at first and second. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled off. Just did get a stitch of it. Hamilton hanging alive versus Ray Kerr. Kerr again ready to bring it. 1-2. That's lifted towards foul territory down the left field line, coming over Riley out of room. It's off the screen. Rattles around down there. Kerr originally signed with the Mariners. That's where his professional career started. Signed with them over his scholarship to Cumberland University. 1-2. Got him swinging. Beautiful pitch. Just took something off and let that thing frisbee its way up there. Slowed it down to get the swing and the miss, and that ends the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We've completed 4 innings, and as we head to the top of the 5th inning, it's the Braves 2 and the Red Sox 1. Red Sox 2-1, and now for more play-by-play, here's Joe.
Thanks, Ben. David Fletcher will lead off for Atlanta. Bottom part of the order, Fletcher, Velasquez, and then Michael Harris the second. Still Tanner Houck out there for his second inning of work for the Red Sox. Walked a batter, struck out 2 last inning. David Fletcher, acquired from the Angels in the offseason, had a really good spring. He's 9 for 19 now after hitting into a double play his first time up today, and takes outside ball 1. Double, 3 RBIs, and he's stolen 2 bases. Throws right, bats right. The 1-0 pitch swung on, popped up foul territory, first base side. Casas has a look, but no room. A lot of foul territory here down the lines. They surely had the tarp on the field yesterday because there was a lot of standing water around the warning track in front of the dugouts today. 1-1 pitch. That slider thrown right at Fletcher didn't break much and moved him back. 2-1. Pitch swung on, hit up the middle, and backhanded and picked up and dropped by Valdez, and his throw to first in the dirt and not in time. Wait to see how they score that.
Even before he got to the ball, there was a little flinch there by Valdez as if he didn't see it cleanly coming off the bat. It'll be a base hit.
Good. 4th hit of the day for Atlanta. Good start to the 5th inning. Braves up 2-1. Velasquez struck out his first time, swings and misses. 0-1.
I got a question for you. We were talking about the dimensions here being identical to that of Fenway in Boston, and you played multiple games there in that ballpark. When you were playing, did you play just center, or did you play some center and right field there?
Hard hit ball, 1-hop shot. Glove by Casas, knocks it down, steps on the bag. Now they've got Fletcher in a rundown, and they will tag him out. So this one was a 3-6-3 double play. I played all 3 there at one time or another.
Was one trickier than the rest?
Yeah, no doubt.
Right field?
Yep. Probably the hardest right field to play, at least in my opinion, in baseball. Because it's so deep, 380 to straightaway right. Michael Harris swings and misses. He's 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch his last time up.
Yeah, there's a lot to cover out there in right field.
Hard hit ball, deep right field. Back goes Abreu. Looks up. That baby is in the seats, well above the wall in right field. And Michael Harris, the second, has his third home run of the spring. And it was a no-doubter. That was not wind-dated, was it?
Not at all. Pretty good birthday present to himself as well.
Yeah. 3-1 Atlanta. Hit Michael his third homer and his 5th RBI. Like I said, be ready for a big year here for Michael. Next batter is Kelenic, who has struck out and flied out 0 for 2.
Reminds me a little bit of the spring that we saw from Matt Olson last year.
Good point. Good comparison. Backdoor slider misses to Kelenic. 1-1 the count. Tanner Houck fires. Swing and a miss. Ran one away from Kelenic, who tried to pull that pitch.
You know, just saw Matt come in and from day one of camp last year was red hot and carried that into the season, especially once they dropped him to the cleanup spot.
Another sinker down and away, and Kelenic goes after it and comes up empty, and he fans for the second time today. But the Braves add to their lead. A home run by Harris. 1 run, 2 hits, and nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-1 Atlanta.
They will put their eyes on the righty, Reynaldo Lopez. We're talking about that 5th spot in the Braves rotation, and certainly Reynaldo in the mix for that. He's had a really good spring to this point. This will be the 3rd time we've seen him. He has a 1.80 spring training ERA. And the right-hander from the Dominican, who spent last season with the White Sox, Angels, and Guardians, signing a 3-year deal with the Braves, and it's been a very good first spring training for Reynaldo Lopez.
Yeah, his last outing at Toronto, 3 strong innings, 2 hit shutout ball, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Pinch hitter for the Red Sox, the first batter he'll face, and it's a called strike, and that's Dalton Guthrie, who will hit for Duran.
Shortstop number 92, Nacho Alvarez Jr.
Wind in the pitch. Down low, 1-1.
Left field 73 for ball. Center field 71 for right field 76.
Next delivery is a little below the knees, 2-1.
And 79 Waddell at second base. 92 Alvarez shortstop. 73.
Got a few defensive changes pass your way for the Braves, too, behind Lopez. Swing and a drive by Guthrie to right center field. On the run back near the wall is Luplow, and he makes the catch. But that is a new right fielder, isn't it?
That is Louis Liberato. Here are those changes. Brand new outfield and brand new middle infield. New second baseman Luke Waddell. So Waddell at second. Nacho Alvarez is the new shortstop for the Braves. So you got Waddell and Alvarez up the middle. And then left to right in the outfield, Forrest Wall is in left field. Eli White is in center field, and Louis Liberato in right field.
Thank you, sir. Outfield Devers takes ball one. So obviously Riley and Olson each wanted another at bat. They're still in the game. Breaking ball called, strike to Devers, 1-1. Devers has a look back at Brian O'Nora, the home plate umpire. Lopez out of the stretch, fires a little bit outside, 2-1. Next pitch, the left-handed hitter fought off. Boy, had that by him right in on his hands. 2-2. Pitch swung on, foul tipped, and hung on to by Chadwick Tromp. Lopez has his first strikeout of the day.
And he looks sharp.
Elder went 3 1/3, 1 run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Ray Kerr, 2/3 of an inning, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. The first strikeout for Lopez. And this is Masataka Yoshida, who has accounted for the Red Sox only run today with a home run in the first off Bryce Elder. He takes a breaking ball strike.
I think Lopez and where he ends up this season, it's one of the more fascinating arms to watch this spring for the Braves and exactly how they want to use him.
Bounces one up there, evens the count.
Because we've seen him out of the bullpen in the big leagues the last few years, but his stuff is certainly good enough to be a starter. He's done it in years past. He's proven that he's durable enough to be a starter and go out there every 5 days. Fastball, slider, changeup, can mix in a curveball occasionally.
Goodness knows he's big and strong. Foul tip back to the screen by Yoshida.
And it just seems like whatever they want to do with him, he's going to be able to do it.
And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Struck him out. Great inning. And a good outing so far for Ronaldo Lopez. 3 up and 3 down. Go the Red Sox. And we go to the 6th. 3-1 Atlanta. they've got a new third baseman. Bobby Dahlbeck will take over for Devers. Guthrie stays in the game to play left field. Cedane Rafaela is now the center fielder. Everything else. Oh, and Reese McGuire behind the plate will do the catching. And Riley staying in the game the last half inning so he can get another at bat. Leads off. He is struck out and hit into a fielder's choice. And takes a strike. 3-1 Braves. 3 runs, 4 hits for Atlanta, including home runs by Luplow and by Michael Harris. Ground ball to third and under the glove of Dahlbeck, who just came into the game, and down the line, bounces off the sidewall, kicks back to the shortstop, and Austin Riley is aboard. They will pinch run for Austin.
That is Luke Williams on the pinch run.
Thank you. And Matt Olson will hit. He has singled and scored a run. He was on base for Luplow's homer, and he is struck out. There goes Luke Williams, and a line drive to left field. Perfectly executed. They were going on a hit and run, but Luke was stealing second. He went in sliding at second base. Good deke down there by the shortstop, Hamilton. So he's not able to advance to third, but a solid single to left by Matt Olson. Both of his hits have been the other way today.
It's been good to see, and good to see Riley and Olson finish their days with base hits.
And a pinch runner at first. Is that? I'll tell you who it is in a second. Here's Ozuna. He has struck out twice.
That is Bryson Horn.
Horne. Out to the plate. Foul ball out of play by Ozuna. Joe Ben and Jay Chad at JetBlue Park in Fort Myers, Florida. Good crowd here, the home of the Red Sox. Sweeper drops in there for a strike. Marcel didn't like that one. He's in the hole again, 0-2.
Again, 88 runs for runner at first base, 74 Williams for runner at second.
Two on, nobody out, 0-2 to Ozuna, and the pitch swung on, popped up foul. Right side behind the Braves' first base dugout and in the seats.
I know you said the other day when you were in the Dodgers spring camp back in your playing days, and they were in Vero, and you'd fly to different Grapefruit League venues with the Dodgers' own plane. Did you ever fly over here? Fort Myers?
I don't remember that. The Royals were over here, and nobody else. Swing and a miss by Ozuna. He's down. He's got the hat trick today. Fourth strikeout for Houck. We had to come over here to this side of the state for the Phillies in Clearwater with
right.
The Tigers. The Red Sox in those days were in Winter Haven, just outside of Orlando.
Okay.
Drake Baldwin, I believe, is the hitter. Batting for Trump. No, that's not.
That's Louis Liberato.
That is Liberato batting in that spot. That is Luplow's spot. Sends a ground ball, slowly hit to first. Casas tosses to the pitcher covering. Everybody moves up 90 feet. 2 out. Second and third. And Chadwick Trump will hit for himself. Chance to add to the Braves' 3-1 lead. Houck works from the belt and delivers, and sweeping slider in there for a strike. Trump today has a base hit. He always gets at least one hit. He's also hit into a fielder's choice. He is 6 for 12 this spring. And the pitch swung on, pulled on the ground to short. Hamilton's got it. Long throw low, but dug out by Casas, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Braves up 3-1.
You shouldn't need finance to choose a checking account. That's why we made Truist One Checking. No trade-off.
Play first base, and Luke Williams stays in the game to play third base for the Braves. Reynaldo Lopez back out there for his second inning of work. Tristan Casas will lead off for the Red Sox. Braves up 3-1. They have 6 hits. Red Sox 3. You just joined us. Bryce Elder, 3 1/3 innings, 2 hits and a run. Gave up a homer in the first. Walked a couple, but after his second walk, leading off the second inning, as Ben said, it's like he really got down to business and pitched well. Struck out 6 in his 3 1/3 innings. Ray Kerr, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, scoreless baseball. Casas has walked and flied out. Takes a strike. Actually, a little pop up to third his last time up. Braves tomorrow will be at home against Pittsburgh. Max Fried will go for Atlanta. Ooh, good curveball from Lopez. 0-2. Braves are also home on Saturday against Baltimore, and Sunday at the Yankees. Lopez 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? He did not, says third base umpire Manny Gonzalez now. One-two delivery. Another breaking ball. Oh, everybody thought it was a strikeout except Brian Honora. Tromp was about to throw it to third, and Lopez was walking off the mound to the first base side.
I think even Casas was ready to surrender.
Yeah, that was a beauty. 2-2. Another breaking ball low, full count.
I know we said earlier, when you get to this point in the spring, if you're one of these guys fighting for a final spot in the rotation, you'd like to pitch well enough and create some separation and start establishing winning that job. But what we're seeing is, I imagine what the team exactly wants to see.
Ground ball, 2 hopper to first. Horn's got it. He'll take it to the bag. 1 out.
And what I mean by that is if I'm the Braves and I'm thinking about Elder and Smith-Shawver and Lopez and whomever else you're considering, I wanted to go down to the wire. I want it to be a great competition with the entire group and make it a really tough choice. That means these guys are competing really hard, and I've got some really good arms to choose from.
I'm with you. And think about last year. Here's Ref Snyder. He has struck out twice and takes inside ball one. Schuster and Dodd both made the club last year.
Right.
It's not really because somebody lost it, but because those two guys both pitched well.
Right. And that was the best stuff we saw of them, was down here.
Missed inside, 2-0. To Ref Snyder, the former Twin. Right-handed hitter. Fouls one off. Out of play and out of the stadium in the count. 2-1.
And 2, if I'm one of those guys and my name is not on the opening day roster, I know that I can position myself to be the first man up upon there being a need.
100%. You can't go down there and pout. Feel sorry for yourself. Curveball lifted high to left field. Remember, short wall, high wall, green monster, and Forrest Wall, ironically, runs over in the corner, and it's a foul ball and out of play. I think we lose sight of the left fielder down in the corner. Yeah. Just a foul ball, 2-2.
That's one thing that is different, this ballpark to Fenway. The broadcasters can see left a lot easier at Fenway than they can here.
Yep. 2-2 pitch. Got him. Ryan O'Nora rings him up. Hat trick for Ref Snyder. The DHs today for both sides are 0 for 6 with 6 punch-outs. Third strikeout for Lopez. Here's Abreu, who has walked and singled. He's had a good day. He is 4 for 21 this spring with a homer and a triple. Left-handed hitter. Lopez to the plate and a bunt attempt. He bunted right through it. 0-1. Braves in a mini shift with Williams, the third baseman, playing over toward shortstop. So Abreu trying to take advantage of that with 2 out. Takes low here, 1-1. Red Sox with a new GM. Craig Breslow now running the baseball side. Breaking ball low, 2-1 the count. Talked earlier about injuries that have really plagued him already. Lucas Giolito most likely out for the year, and who knows beyond that with a torn ligament in his elbow. Foul ball lifted out of play by Abreu, 2-2. Vaughn Grissom, who looked like a lock to be the second baseman for the Red Sox to start the year, injured a groin, fielding ground balls, and they do not expect him back before opening day. Two huge offseason acquisitions, both hurt. Lopez misses the outside corner. Full count, 3-2. Three to 1 Atlanta. Bottom of the 6th. Breaking ball. Swung on and hooked down the right field line, but foul.
Yeah, those injuries don't make it any easier on them to climb out of the cellar, which is where they've been the last 2 years. And we gave you that number a few weeks ago, the last time the Red Sox had 3 straight last place finishes. You'd have to go back to 1925 to 1930.
100 years ago, almost. Another foul ball out of play. Abreu hanging in there with Emmanuel Valdez on deck.
And another tough division to navigate through over there again this year.
Right. Payoff pitch. He lost him, missed up high. And Lopez turns his back on home plate, mad at himself. His first base runner, and it comes on a free pass, and Valdez will hit. Valdez is fouled out, and he is flied out, 0 for 2. 3 for 15 this spring. Switch hitter batting left. First pitch swinging. Skies at a mile high in foul territory near the plate. Trump gives way to the third baseman Williams, who comes streaking in and makes the catch. Made a wild stab at it. Made a nice play. Luke Williams ends the inning with a good defensive effort. No runs, no hits, one left. We've played 6. Braves up 3-1. Six and 0. And new pitcher for the Red Sox, first of all, that's Joe Jakes. Looks like Joe Jock, but it's Joe Jakes, Jacquees. His third outing. His first one came against the Braves, and it was a rough one. An inning, 4 hits, and 3 runs. We'll see how he fares today. He's also got some help behind him now with Contreras moving in and right, Sogard at shortstop, Reyes at first. And we go to the 7th. Here's Ben.
Thank you, Joe. And it'll be 8-9-1 for the Braves. There's the first pitch called strike. New second baseman is Nick York.
Thank you.
Nick York. Got all the changes. Look at you, man. First game back in, you aced all these changes.
I like to kind of show up and kind of hello again, everybody.
0-1, a swing and a miss by Nacho.
Act like I've been here and done that.
You have. And done it well.
That's what I was shooting for.
Nothing in 2 on Nacho Alvarez. Lefty deals. That's poked to the right side. A dive by York at second. Can't come up with it. And a base hit as it rolls across the grass to right field.
Boy, is he good at that. Nacho.
Nacho's going to be one of those guys that when we leave camp, you make a mental note to look up every 2-3 weeks, check out what's happening down in AA or wherever he is, and check his progress. He's got lots of good days in front of him. Top 10 Braves prospect, good-looking shortstop, good bat, good contact hitter. 3-1 Braves here in the 7th inning. First pitch called strike on Luke Waddell. Left-hander Jakes out of Manhattan College. He's got a birthday coming up. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way from Jakes. That'll miss inside. Yeah, Jakes will be 29 next week. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, a nice, comfortable day. Currently shady day here at the ballpark. Good little cloud cover to blot out the sun for a moment. 1-1 pitch. Frisbee's outside. 2 balls and a strike. And the temperature today has been between 75 and 80 all day. A little breeze coming in from right center field. Been a beautiful day. And a 3-1 Braves lead here in the top of the 7th. Trying to add on to that. Luke Waddell waits the 2-1. That'll be sent foul into the seats down the third base line. So we've got you here into next week. And then after this tour of duty here in the Grapefruit League, the next time we see you will be opening day, right?
Yeah, game face on.
Yes, sir.
I might even have paint on. I might even have some eye black.
2-2, slapped out to second. York lunges to his left. This time gets leather on it. Can't get a whole lot on the throw and can't get it over in time. He was throwing from his knees in shallow right on the first cut of the grass. And coming across the bag just in time, Luke Waddell. That'll be an infield single for Waddell. And back to the top of the order now for the Braves. Eli White will have his name called. Chance to add on to the lead for the Braves here in the 7th inning. Alvarez at second, Waddell at first. Lefty-righty matchup, and the pitch on the way to White hits the inside corner. Left-hander Joe Jakes checks the runner at second base. 0-1 to Eli White. He swings and misses, 0-2. I think you can convince Jay Chad to wear eye black on opening day.
Well, it's because we have a very good memory about how the season ended last year and how it ended the year before.
Right.
And we're opening up in Philly this year. It's game time, baby.
Yes, it will be. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a low third strike. I don't think Eli liked that call, but that's what Brian O'Nora says. And one down here in the 7th inning.
Phillies gave an extension to Georgia native with some good money. Zach Wheeler a couple of days ago, and keeping Wheeler and Nola and their whole staff together, it's formidable.
One down. Ball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Forrest Walls turn up to the plate.
He's had a good spring.
He's the guy you want up to the plate right here.
Yeah. Made a huge impression.
Lefty Jakes brings the 1-0 pitch. Wall sends it foul onto the rooftop down the left field line.
When you are trying to make a club and you're going on every road trip and getting a few starts mixed in here and there, and you're producing at every turn, at every opportunity, that goes a long way. Plus, he got 3 homers?
3 home runs, 2 of them in 1 ball game. 1-1 off the plate. We know what he can do with his feet. He can really fly, and he's played a great brand of defense in the outfield. He even went up against the wall the other day.
I'm listening to you and Darren, who, by the way, did a fabulous job this past week.
2-1 pitch, sent foul on the first base line.
Describe for me what happened on that play where he went home to third on a routine base hit to right, where the right fielder bobbled the ball. Was that 2 days ago?
So he went first to third.
First? No.
You're right.
He was hitting.
He was hitting. So there was a ball hit into right center field. Didn't go into the gap. 2-2. That'll be slashed foul. It was just out in the right center field, and it was taking a second for the right fielder to get there. So he noticed it quickly. I mean, you're coming around first base. That's right in your line of sight out there in right center. So he takes a big turn around first, and the second he knew he could get to second, he took off. Well, once he did, there was a bobble by the right fielder picking up the ball, and he just kept on trucking.
Wow.
And he had a really impressive slide into third to beat the throw back in. 2-2, shot off the mound, taking the care at short as Sogard, steps on the bag, guns to first, and there's a double play. Well, he hit the ball hard, but has nothing to show for it. And that will end the top of the 7th inning. So the Braves had a couple of singles, but that's it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. Time to stretch. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's a 3-1 lead for the Braves. 7th inning in a 3-1 lead for the Braves. It's still Reynaldo Lopez out there on the mound for the Braves. 7,456 in attendance here. Before we get things going here in the bottom of the 7th, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Atlanta Braves Spring Training Baseball. Reese McGuire to lead it off in the bottom of the 7th. Reese McGuire takes a called strike. Took over behind the plate for Connor Wong an inning ago. Well, one from Lopez. That'll miss low and in. We saw Reynaldo come on in the 5th inning. Faced the minimum in the 5th inning. Got Dalton Guthrie to fly out. Then he struck out Devers and Yoshida. And then in the 6th inning, ground out, strikeout, walk, and a pop out. 1-1 pitch. Little dribbler foul over by the Braves dugout. So he has faced 7 batters. Only one has reached on that 2-out walk in the 6th inning. Sun dances back out from behind a cloud and illuminates the infield and now into the outfield. One and two on McGuire. Throws the bat at that fastball. Just got a piece of it, sent it to the backstop. So still 1 and 2. That little breeze that was blowing in from right center has died down. The flag's out in right center, not even moving. Feel like we never see that here in Florida. Time taken by McGuire.
Not lately.
Yeah, been pretty breezy. Lopez set right at the belt. Right-hander brings the 1-2. That's fouled off onto the rooftop down the third base line. Mentioned that we'll see these guys 4 times in the regular season, twice in Atlanta in May, and then in Boston in June. 1-2 from Lopez. Check swing. They appeal. He went. Strike 3. Gets the check swing to go his way, and Reese McGuire is out number 1 here in the 7th. There are just certain cities that when the schedule comes out, you want to know exactly when you're going to be there. Boston is one of those for me. Chicago's another one. Because if you can be there Memorial Day or after, you know it's going to be really nice, really pretty weather. If you're there before, it can be pretty chilly.
Pack your coat.
Yeah. Lopez misses low and outside. And the Braves will be at Fenway first week of June. That'll be a really nice time to be there.
Ideal.
There's a poke out to short. Smothering is Nacho Alvarez. The throw across in time. Reyes is retired. 2 down here in the 7th inning. I think for Chicago, when we go there this year, it's in May. And you might not quite be out of the woods yet in May in Chicago, but at least we're not there in April. Wrigley, anyway.
Okay, now wait a minute.
The South Side can be a little bit more forgiving.
South Side, don't count on it, baby. Not at the end of March.
Yeah, we'll be on the South Side that first road trip of the year. There's a comebacker off the mound to the shortstop side of the field. To second baseman Luke Waddell fields cleanly and throws over for a 1-2-3 inning. So that's a 1-2-3 frame for the second time in 3 tries by Reynaldo Lopez. We have played 7. We head to the 8th. Braves 3, Red Sox 1.
Pitching change for the Red Sox. We go from Joe Jakes to Joely Rodriguez. This lefty was only added to their spring training roster as a non-roster invitee on February 23rd. He's been in one game. That was against the Tigers. Gave up a hit. Also recorded a strikeout. He'll face 3, 4, 5 for the Braves. That's Williams, Horn, and the DH spot.
3-1 Braves into top of the 8th inning. Luke Williams leading off. Came on to pinch run for Austin Riley in the 6th inning. Stayed in the ball game, so this will be the first time he's come up to the plate. Joely Rodriguez. He was originally with the Pirates. Bounced around a little bit. Phillies, Orioles, Mets, Yankees. He's been multiple organizations. Rangers. Pitch on the way from Rodriguez. Strike. And a 0-1 count on Luke Williams. That'll miss outside. We're detailing that first road trip going to Philly and Chicago to see the Phillies and the White Sox. And then when we come home for the home opener, a couple of new portions of the ballpark, some renovations. There's a pitch swung on and missed. Some new additions to the ballpark this year that we're excited about.
Yeah, I think it's exciting. Especially that one out in right field and additions out in left. I don't want to mislabel them because I haven't been able to put eyeballs on them other than some pictures.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. That'll miss inside 2-2.
But some kind of semi-private walk-up bar type places on the concourses that would be pretty cool.
And the beer garden down the right field line. Yeah, that'll be great. Now, I love the constant improvements to an already new ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
And just continuing to enhance the fan experience. 3-1 Braves here in the 8th. 2-2 pitch. That'll miss low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So we're excited for the home opener because it's the home opener, but also to see the new portions of the ballpark for the first time.
$10 million in improvements. That's cool.
3-2 to Williams. Pulled foul on the third base line. You know, some of those renderings kind of remind me of some of the conversations you and I have had in years past going to Denver and what they've done high in right field, kind of opening that area up and having some bar and congregating areas.
Mm-hmm.
Very popular spot in that ballpark. 3-2, a swing and a miss at a breaking ball low and in.
Yeah, it seems that modern days stadiums, not just baseball, but what you saw too in Phoenix and some
at an NBA game,
NBA venues that people just kind of like walking around, standing at a bar, let's say, having a beverage and maybe something to eat, watching the game.
Pitch from Rodriguez misses outside.
And I'll call it a counter as opposed to a bar.
Yeah, and just large open spaces where you can congregate and don't have to be confined to a seat the entire ball game. 1-0 from Rodriguez. That'll be popped up on the infield. Sogard, the shortstop, calling for it. Drifting in. Makes a one-handed catch and 2 away here in the Braves half of the 8th inning. Here comes Cal Conley to pinch hit for Marcell Ozuna. Braves scored 2 runs in the 2nd inning on a 2-run homer by Jordan Luplow. Then got a solo homer from Michael Harris in the 5th inning. It's fouled off by Conley. That's how the Braves scored their 3 runs. And the only Red Sox run came on a solo homer by Masataka Yoshida in the 1st inning. So a 3-1 ball game here in the top of the 8th inning. 0-1 to Conley. Missed the inside corner.
Hey, I know what I wanted to ask you. Did you get word on the off day how the team golf tournament went?
I did. I'm glad you brought that up. We have to update everybody out there on how the golf tournament went. That'll be swung on, missed. Because we were talking about this the other day, and Darren was playing in the event.
That's good.
And he said the team of Matzik, Stevens, Luplow, and Murphy took the title home at -15.
Wow.
1-2 misses low.
That's 4 guys?
Yeah, Matzik, Stevens, Luplow, and Murphy on a team.
-15.
Darren said his bunch finished -10. So it's Matzik, Stevens, Luplow, and Murphy with the bragging rights.
I didn't know Matzik was a player.
There's a 2-2 pitch. Chopped up the third baseline foul. Well, Jackson Stevens can certainly swing them.
Jonathan and I played with him last year in Seattle on an off day. Was it last year, Jonathan? 2 years ago. Played with he and Minter. Minter can play too.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan can too. Jonathan can swing it.
That'll miss low and inside. So his game is nothing to sneeze at, huh?
It's pretty slick.
Yeah. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Cal Conley. Payoff pitch. Reach and a miss for strike 3. And the Braves go down 1-2-3 for the first time since the first inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 3-1 Braves.
You know when you go to post a picture on Instagram stories, it automatically...
Work, and he'll make way now for Ken Giles, who's also been impressive. The veteran was given a non-roster invite to spring training, and he's pitched twice, 2 innings, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts for him, and he'll work the bottom of the 8th.
And greeting him, Bobby Dahlbeck. Dahlbeck will be followed by Ceddanne Rafaela to get it going here in the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch missed inside of Dahlbeck. Giles deals. Slider touches the inside corner, 1-1. You might have to answer this one tomorrow. You might want some time to think about what I'm about to ask you.
I hope it's not hard.
No, I don't think it'll be hard. I think you'll really just want to take some time to think about it, though. But then again, you might just reel off 4 names in a row. We were talking about good golfers, and we were talking about Jackson Stevens being a really good really good golfer for this team, and Bryce Elder, a really good golfer, and some of the other talented golfers that play for this Braves team. 2-1 is low, and you play a lot of golf yourself. If you had to put together the best foursome of baseball players that you have ever seen play golf, who do you think would be in that group? Because I know you've seen some really good golfers through the years. 3-1, a little bit low, and there's a leadoff walk.
I will tell you first off, Rick Rhoden. Remember Rick Rhoden, the pitcher?
Uh-huh.
He played in a lot of the celebrity events, too, you know, those tournaments.
Right.
Rick Rhoden was amazingly good. Don Sutton, outstanding.
Runner goes. Pitch to Raphael as a strike. Throw down to second base by Baldwin. Not in time. Bobby Dahlbeck swipes second.
Yeah, Baldwin did not have a chance there. Not so much when he was playing, but became pretty darn good was George Brett.
Really?
Yeah. He loves to play.
Oh, one pitch fouled off.
Let me think.
By the way, Lucas Litke now tossing for the Red Sox. So Rick Rhoden, Don Sutton, George Brett, and these are guys that you played with. We're not talking about,
you
know, your broadcast, because you could add Smoltz in that mix.
Correct. Absolutely. Any of the big three.
Pitch swung on a miss by Raffaella. He strikes out. No, I think that would be a different question. These are just guys you played with.
I played with.
Runner at second, one down.
Got to come up with a fourth.
Off the plate, 1 ball and no strikes.
Now this is not a name that most Braves fans will remember.
Giles exhales, brings a 1-0. That's low and inside. 2-0 now on Contreras.
Longtime teammate of mine in the Dodger organization, and later an outstanding pitching coach for the Braves in Double-A, Denny Llewellyn.
Yeah.
You know Denny.
I do. 2-0 pitch. Ground ball out to second. Luke Waddell is up with it cleanly. Throws over to first base. 2 down.
I'm going to bump Brett off the team.
Okay.
He's going to drop to number 5, and Ted Cox, a former first-round draft pick by the Red Sox that I played with in Seattle. Ted Cox could tee a ball up on a pencil and just knock the fire out of it.
Could he really?
Yeah.
Runner at third, 2 down, a swing and a miss.
He and Jim Rice, when they were together in the Red Sox organization, would compete in those long drive contests way back when.
This is after their career?
Yeah.
0-1 on Ref Snyder. Giles to the plate, and a fly ball out towards shallow center. Eli White sprinting in, can't get there. It's right in between White and Waddell. And that means a run for the Red Sox as Dahlbeck trots in and scores. But just a blue base hit for Rob Refsnyder, and he'd tell you he needed that. He was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts prior. And it's now a 1-run ball game with the Braves on top 3-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. That extends the inning for Nick Sogard. Called strike on the inside corner. All right, so Cox, Sutton, Rhoden, and who did you say your fourth was? You bumped Brett for Cox.
Llewellyn.
Llewellyn, yeah, finished Llewellyn. 1 pitch. That'll be fouled off. That'd be a fun crew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rick Rhoden, though, stands out. I mean, he's the first guy that comes to mind.
Yeah.
But he was one of those guys that he could beat you at ping pong.
Just good at whatever he did.
Yeah, just pick something. He was great at it.
0-2 from Giles. Off the plate, 1-2.
Pretty good big league pitcher, too.
Yeah, he was. 3-2 Braves, bottom of the 8th. Red Sox have the tying run at first base. Giles ready. Leg kick in the 1-2. Couldn't get him to go after that slider down. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
I'm sure my phone's going to blow up tonight for people that I left
How could you leave me out?
Yeah. Thanks a lot, buddy.
2-2 is low, 3-2. Well, that's specifically why I wanted to make sure that we made it crystal clear these are guys that just you played against, or else Smoltzy would have texted you already.
Yeah, it'd already be ringing.
Count runs full on Nick Sogard. Ref Snyder on the move, 3-2 pitch, missed inside, ball 4.
Not quite as sharp today. A couple of walks here for Giles. Leadoff walk hurt him because of the bloop single later.
Braves have the right-hander Whitley tossing in the bullpen. Giles looking for one out somewhere. First pitch in there, a called strike on Nick York. This inning for Giles started with a walk to Bobby Dahlbeck, who then stole second base. Giles then struck out Cedon Rafaela. Mark Contreras grounded out to second, and a base hit by Ref Snyder to drive in a run, and the walk just now to Sogard. And there's a ball low to York to make it a 1-1 count. So the tying run at second with 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Giles a glance to second. Leg kick in the 1-1 pitch. Good breaking ball. Not a good swing at all by York. An excuse-me swing, and he just couldn't hold back. Made him look foolish in a 1-2 count. Might want to go right back there on this pitch.
Yeah, York's had a tough time. Made an error at second base earlier.
One-two pitch. Low and outside with the slider. That time York lays off. Yeah, for Giles, his first 2 outings, very sharp stuff. Trying to get through here in the bottom of the 8th, giving up just the 1 run. 2-2. Bounced over the mound. Going to be a tough play. Coming in and gloving in front of second. Luke Waddell throws over in time. Nice play by Luke Waddell.
Great play.
Really difficult play, especially for a second baseman coming onto the grass and then throwing against his momentum to get Nick York. And that ends the bottom of the 8th. So the Red Sox score 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. And as we head to the 9th, it's a 3-2 lead for the Braves.
Bit last year, up and down. Will make his 4th appearance. He's worked 3 innings, 2 hits. He's allowed 2 runs. Those both came in his first outing of the spring. He's walked 3, 1 in each of his first 3 outings. He's struck out 4. He's a left-hander. And he will face Luis Liberato to lead off for the Braves in the 9th.
3 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Braves. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Red Sox. Braves have 2 homers. Red Sox have 1. Liberato takes a called strike. That homer by Michael Harris, the difference in the ball game right now. Michael Harris turning 23 today and continued his strong spring with a home run in the 5th inning. Liberato takes a called strike, 0-2. Braves have Liberato, Baldwin, and Alvarez due up here in the 9th inning. Liberato reaches out, pokes one foul, lands on the rooftop to our left.
You know, I'm looking out of right field where Harris hit that home run. I'm more impressed with it every time I look out there.
That was a missile, wasn't it?
It was over the 380 mark of the fence, of the outfield fence.
0-2, a wave and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball low and away.
And it landed in the seats about 30 feet above ground level in some bleachers out there. That's quite a poke.
That's a souvenir that you wanted to play on the hop. You don't want to catch that out of the air.
No doubt.
That'd have been dangerous. That was coming in hot. One down for Drake Baldwin. Left on left matchup. Ball low and outside from Litke. Baldwin smokes one past a diving Nick Sogard at short. And a base hit into left field. Good looking cut there by Drake Baldwin, one of the top prospects in the organization. Runner at first, one down. Nacho Alvarez coming up to the plate. Looking ahead to the 9th inning, the Red Sox will send up 8, 9, and 1. That'll be McGuire, Reyes, and Guthrie. And we'll see what the Braves want to do on the mound at that point, but they'll carry at least a 1-run lead to the bottom of the 9th. Pitch high and outside from Litke. If the Braves can hold on and win today, they'd improve to 7-5-1 this spring. If Grapefruit League records mean anything to you. 1-0 pitch. That swung on, miss. You know what's funny is if you have a bad record in the Grapefruit League or Cactus League, it'd be easy to say, your starters are only out there for 3, 4, 5 innings, and it's not a big deal. But you get to the end of ball games, 1-1 pulled foul. I don't care who's in there. You're just designed to want to win a game.
They do mean something, and they mean something to every one of these guys that come to the plate or come into a ball game to pitch. Braves have been in 5 1-run games already this spring. Here's another one.
Ball and 2 strikes on Nacho Alvarez. Litke steps off, looks back Baldwin to first base. Yeah, spring training, regular season, whatever. You want to win. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Pulled foul towards the Red Sox dugout. All of these opportunities, whether it's for big leaguers or guys who will be starting the season in the minor leagues, they are all big opportunities no matter when they come in a ball game. And everybody trying to make themselves seen and leave a good impression. 1-2 from Litke. Skied foul down the right field line. That's into the seats for a souvenir. Still a 1-2 count on Alvarez. We'll be back at home tomorrow in Northport. That'll be the Braves and the Pirates, as we'll see Max Fried tomorrow. 1-2, got him looking. Good looking breaking ball. Locked up Alvarez. 2 down here in the top of the 9th inning. Yeah, that ball game tomorrow, 1:05 Eastern. That'll be Max Fried for the Braves, Marco Gonzalez for the Pirates. A couple of lefties. So that'll be great to see Max out there. Braves will have back-to-back home games each of the next 2 days. Pitch from Litke and for a called strike, and it's 0-1 on Luke Waddell. Friday's ball game against the Orioles. So we'll see the Pirates tomorrow and the Orioles on Saturday. Here's the 0-1 pitch and a ground ball weakly to second. York to his left, gloves, throws over to first base, secured by Reyes, and that's it for the Braves in the 9th. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th inning with the Braves on top of the Red Sox 3-2.
You know when you go to...
We go to the bottom of the ninth. Former Cardinal, 29 years old, out of the University of Mount Olive. We saw him earlier this spring. I don't have his exact number of appearances, Ben. You may, but I know he was very impressive, and I loved what I saw. I'm happy to see him today.
Yeah, looking forward to another outing like that. As they'll face 8-9-1 for the Red Sox in the bottom of the ninth. Braves 3, Red Sox 2. Right-hander Cody Whitley ready to deal. First pitch, a comebacker. How about that? Right to him softly. Picks it up in front of the mound, throws to first. There's an easy out. It's kind of a one-handed swing by Reese McGuire.
He got sawed off.
So one down here in the ninth inning. That'll bring Pablo Reyes up to the plate. Yeah, Cody Whitley, 29 years old. And through an inning and a third to this point, no ERA. Has not allowed a hit yet. No walks, 2 strikeouts. Ball outside to Reyes. 1-0 from Whitley. Strike right in there. 1-1.
And he is right over the top and coming right after you.
One. Curveball popped up towards foul territory. That'll become a souvenir. Takes a big hop into the seats, and a fan of the Braves jersey's got it. Good amount of Braves fans here today. Braves on top 3-2, bottom of the ninth. Pablo Reyes 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. Waves the bat behind his right ear. 1-2 from Whitley. Little poke out to second. That'll be caught out of the air chest high by Luke Waddell. Right off the thumbs of Pablo Reyes.
Whitley has a bit of a unique delivery in that he's a big, tall guy, kind of a semi-slide step, but it's not like the arm is right in tune with that step. It kind of follows it just a beat later. But
right tough to pick up on.
Yeah, and right over the top.
There's Dalton Guthrie. That one comes inside, goes to the backstop.
And upon further review, definitely a slide step. Why is he looking in the dugout? Oh, man.
He was looking down at his right arm, right hand. Here comes Snit. Yeah, that last pitch went to the backstop, and he felt something.
No way.
Looks like Jeff Stevenson out there checking in, Braves trainer. And Snit motions to get somebody going in the bullpen.
Surely, he wouldn't want to throw another pitch. Oh, this is sickening. Throwing so well.
New pitcher will be Trey Riley.
It's odd how that all the sequence of that. As soon as the ball hit in the dirt, I looked at him and he was already walking around the mound on the first base side of the mound and flexing his fist and looking at his hand. And I thought, well, maybe it just slipped, like
right.
His hand, like that just slipped out of my hand. And then, no. Doggone it.
Well, he faces 2 batters, got a tap out and a pop out, and was looking really good. But he felt something with that last pitch and cannot continue. So Trey Riley will take over. And for Riley, it'll be his second spring training outing. He's pitched 1 inning to this point. No runs, 1 hit. No walks, 1 strikeout. And this is a guy who made it as high as Double-A Mississippi last year. Spent most of the season at Single-A Rome last year. Made 33 appearances in Rome, but advanced to Double-A. Made 7 appearances there. And we'll see what the 25-year-old Trey Riley has in store as he's looking for one out to put this thing in the win column. And it'll be a 1-0 count on Dalton Guthrie. And as soon as we have any information, it might not be until tomorrow, given that we're in the 9th inning, but as soon as we know anything about Cody Whitley, we'll pass that along. Again, Cody came on for the 9th inning, got the first 2 outs, and then on his first pitch to Dalton Guthrie, bounced one to the backstop, and then was looking down at his hand, and just something didn't feel right, and he has to come out of the ball game. So hopefully it's nothing that would prevent him from going again at some point soon. Hopefully it's something minor.
Let's hope so. Let's hope it was a cramp or something, maybe just like a stinger of some kind.
Right. Trey Riley will be the 5th pitcher used by the Braves today. Take that back. 6th pitcher. Braves used Bryce Elder for 3 1/3 innings, giving up 1 run on 2 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts for Elder. His last, really, 3 innings were really good.
They were.
We saw Ray Kerr for 2/3 of an inning. Reynaldo Lopez was great. 3 scoreless frames with 4 strikeouts.
Star of the day from the mound.
Giles an inning, and then Whitley 2/3 of an inning. 1-0 to Guthrie. Swing and a miss to make it a 1-1 count. Riley's 1-1. Another swing and a miss, 1-2. Red Sox down to their final strike. And Trey Riley looking for one more good bullet to blow right on by Dalton Guthrie. Riley, lean right-hander, looking into his catcher, Drake Baldwin. And his 1-2 pitch. Just nubbed foul. Barely got a piece.
Pretty good breaking ball from Riley.
Way ahead, 1-2. Riley cuts it loose. Miss low and in. Trey Riley went to Oklahoma State, also went to Logan College. 5th round choice of the Braves in 2018. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Riley brings it. There's a bouncer out to short. Charging and gloving the big hop. Nacho Alvarez throws over, and the Braves win. So a good job by Riley coming on in a set of circumstances where he wasn't sure he's going to be able to pitch or not. And due to the injury, Riley has his name called, comes on, gets the job done, and the Braves win it by a final score of 3-2. We'll have the totals when we come back. Final score, Braves 3, Red Sox 2.
And the Red Sox, their first home loss of spring training, and Atlanta improves to 7-5-1 on the year with a 3-2 victory today. Here's your totals: 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 6 left for the Braves. Red Sox 2 runs, only 4 hits, 1 error, 8 left. Bruce Bryce Elder, the winner. Nick Pivetta, the loser. Trey Riley got that last out for his first save of the spring. Time of the game, 2 hours and 32 minutes. 7,456 here at JetBlue Park to watch it. Ben will be back to tell you about tomorrow's game that features Max Fried right after this on the Braves Radio Network.